With this, now I'm going to talk about the phrase, what are you going to do today? There's actually two possible forms. First of all, I will talk about the probably more common one. The more common way you can say. Actually, there's even more ways, but this is more about like the construction of what are you going to do. And it is basically also based on the word to go in Portuguese. So that's what I'm going to be showing in this video. Alright, so the sentence goes as follows. It's basically asking, what are you going to do today? So, just to pronounce it for the first thing, o que tu vais fazer hoje? So that's basically the question, what are you going to do today? Now I'm going to break it into parts and I'll just say what these particular parts mean. This like article, but together this entire thing can be said to mean what. So this is like the object of action, that's the what are you going to do, what will be the object of your action today. Tú is just you. It's the same like in Spanish. Vais, well, that's the conjugation of go in the case of you. So you go. You conjugation of the verb go, and then fazer. It's the infinitive, the basic form without conjugation is like the most basic form that you put into these connections with other verbs. All right. So fazer is to do, and hoje is today. Alright? So the entire sentence again goes, o que tu vais fazer hoje? And the question basically means what are you going to do today? And you can see the structure as translated to English down below here. Every word was kind of explained. Now probably the most confusing construction, the word order is the same like in English almost, but what should be this is the way you can construct almost any sentence with whatever base form or with the RED, that's the infinitive, you put in here. You can create any sentence with such structure. You can say, what are you going to play today? So you're going to use the word for play instead of the fazer, which fazer is one of the most common verbs, namely it means to do. Alright? So the idea is that if you're using this two guys, that basically says that you are going, and then there's the to do, right? The to do. As in English, you have to do, and because there's no difference between, other forms of do. Let's say they do, we do, you do. That will be conjugated in the first place, but then there can also be something like the infinitive form with this are, and that is basically used in cases when you have some other verb that describes it closer. So particularly in this case, it describes that this will happen in the future, alright? So, to write is this helping kind of modal place of a verb, and then this infinitive right after it basically fills in the concrete meaning of the sentence. It completes the idea. It basically says, well, this points at the fact that it will happen in the future, but this further, it further specifies what will happen. And when the verb is the one that truly talks about the action itself in this kind of construction, two lines, then you put the infinitive with the R at the end. Fazer or whatever other verb you choose, use the infinitive in this kind of case. And as I said, there's another form to say this sentence. It's in the more formal case, alright? So you can just say, você vai again fazer hoje. And you see that the two lines, or você vai, did get conjugated differently, but the father stays because it's in the infinitive form, because it is connected to here, and the father no longer is connected to like your person, but instead it talks about the interaction. It stays in the basic infinite form with the R, no matter what person it is about. Now, você vai is basically the form when you're talking to somebody again, eyes to eyes, but it is a more formal way to say you. Você is another way to say you, and in the case of você, the conjugation of words goes different, alright? So you see, in the case of simple you, a familiar way of saying you, just tu, it's vais, and here it's vai. So it's shorter, it's conjugated differently. There's tables for that, and I might do a separate video on that, but I don't want to dive into that right now. So the entire idea is, again, the question word is at the beginning, that's the what namely, then you just say you're going to, and to do, well, because there's a to in the infinitive Form, use the phrase with the R at the end to fill it in there, and then object is the time information at the end. Alright, so this is a question that basically says, what are you going to do today?